Hello and welcome to A Slice of Pie, the semi-weekly news show that we do on this channel. And I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I haven't really done that much work today or any day because of one thing. I still have it on my desk. Yes, this game. We're gonna talk about it later, but still. Let's start with some channel stuff. So, if you guys have been watching the channel, you may have noticed we've done a Let's Play. Well, we posted the first 2 episodes of Luigi's Mansion. I'm actually testing out how I like long-form Let's Plays versus the shorter, cut-down versions that I was doing previously. And personally, I do like them a little bit more. I include more detail in it. Essentially, Luigi's Mansion is a game where you crawl through a haunted house slash mansion and you vacuum up everything. It's gotten to the point where because I am doing that, I'm finding everything and I'm like actually making an interesting Let's Play. It's weird. I always thought that like being fast, jumpy, punchy, and like rapid fire humor is, my hair is like doing all sorts of weird things, was the key to a good Let's Play. But I've actually found that just being myself and enjoying the game I'm playing is usually enough. I think that's why people ended up switching to streaming for Let's Plays, because it's literally like you record the whole thing and then everybody enjoys it. Either way, thank you guys for the response on those videos, and yeah, more episodes are coming. I just need to find time to record them because that was like 2.5 hours of my time to record just those 2 episodes, so I need some time to record the rest of it. That being said, I will be doing more because I really do enjoy how it came out. The recording looks great, everything looks great about it. There weren't any weird glitches, which I'm used to having with Let's Plays, so the audio needed to be mixed up a little bit higher, but that's easy to fix by the next episode. So that was awesome. So thank you guys for watching all of that. We also did a video about what I want the next Mario Kart game to take from Mario Kart Tour. That video I'm actually very proud of because like I was doing like blur effects and like transitions and stuff like that I don't normally do. So yeah, I got to play around with some video editing effects. The actual end process in like Premiere, I'll throw a picture up of it. It was just like, what is this? So yeah, that was pretty cool and I did enjoy working on it. Things I'm working on, of course, another Let's Play, and then I also have a casual review for Pokemon Sword and Shield that I'm going to be doing. By casual review, I'm really terrible at putting down my words on paper. It's easier for me to just think off the top of my head and just speak my mind about something, because then you'll get my actual opinion and you're not going to get something that's like watered down. So hopefully it works. If not, it's going to be just another failure on this platform by me. So yeah, that pretty much covers most of the channel stuff. Let's kind of get into our first news topic. That is YouTube itself. YouTube got essentially in trouble because they were really doing something against the law. They were doing targeted ads towards children, which is actually against the law in the United States, believe it or not. You're not supposed to do targeted advertisement towards children because children cannot distinguish the difference between an advertisement and actual content. Their brains don't actually have that logic in them yet. So a good example would be some kids absolutely love the channel Ryan's Toy Time. It's blown up into this mega franchise, but it really is just a giant walking advertisement. And kids who watch him think that he is their friend and that he knows who they are, which is unfortunately like just how our brains develop. We actually have extremely strong empathy when we're younger. It's it's definitely interesting. But I digress. Let's get off of that part. The part that kind of sucks is YouTube is actually pushing it back onto the creators. Now, my channel should be safe because we talk about tech, but we also talk about video games, and video games seems to be like the one thing that they're like, okay, video games are kind of like everybody, and you can't actually like say that only kids like video games. Cool. I'm glad that we have forwarded, 10 years from like people saying that video games were only for children. But there is a huge but here. The FCC essentially has all the power. They could decide that a YouTube channel infringes and then sue them into the ground. And this is a problem because there are a number of YouTube channels that I even watch that stick to an E for everyone rating, but tend to not have the demographic that is children. A good example is, and I've mentioned it on this channel before, Arlo. Arlo uses a puppet, a Muppet Sesame Street looking puppet that is his entire face and brand of his channel. If Arlo had to stop using it in order to not get sued, Arlo I don't think is going to put his face on camera. I think he's going to just have to hide behind the camera. Unfortunately, that is a reality that we are currently facing. So if you are interested in learning more, I will direct you to his video because he has proper links and goes into it quite well in a very respectable manner. A lot of YouTubers, Chad Tronic is another one where his channel may not exist in the near future if we don't do anything. Because unfortunately, YouTube has shifted the blame back to us, and we're clicking the box to say it's not for children, but that doesn't stop the FCC. So yeah, my content should be fine because this and Let's Plays were included in the exclusions list. So yeah. So on that depressing note, let's talk about some good stuff. Yeah. So at this point, we're actually going to do a kind of like mini discussion about Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield because I literally picked it up on Friday of last week and I haven't taken it out on my Switch since. I like it. I like it for a couple different reasons. One is I'm a huge Pokemon fan to the point that, where the hell is Goomy? Goomy fell down. To the point that I have a Goomy that usually is sitting on that computer because I am a Pokemon fan and have been for my entire life. So for me to say that this game's pretty good, it's not a bad sign. Yes, it's a bummer that you can't have every Pokemon in the game, but at the same time, I still haven't caught them all from this region yet, and I'm working on that. There are a couple of different things that we're going to talk about in the casual review, but one of the things that I absolutely love about the game is the world building. This time around, the world makes sense. There's not questions on why blank happens or why is this happening. You kind of get a sense for the entire scope of the world based off of how it was built. Story, on the other hand, is a one climax type story. Not an improper way to write a narrative, but it is definitely one that is, it wraps up pretty quickly. That being said, I did sink like 24 hours into the game before I beat the game, so it's not that short. And I'm still not done collecting all the Pokemon, so there's a lot to it. We'll talk more in the casual review, but first impressions, pretty cool. The thing I want to talk about though is I have a mystery for you guys. I was given a Beast Ball. Now, if you don't know what the Beast Ball is for, the Beast Ball is to catch Ultra Beast, which are actually a type of Pokemon from another dimension. They were featured in Sun and Moon and Sun and Moon 2. The Ultra Beast are weird because I've never seen a single Ultra Beast in the entirety of Sword and Shield. Yet I just got a Beast Ball and was told that it will catch certain Pokemon. And when you look it up, there is no mention of an Ultra Beast inside the game. So I'm going to be spending the next few weeks trying to find the Ultra Beast that this Pokeball belongs to. I'm a bit crazy, but I might discover something. Because this game, this is the first Pokemon game in a very long time to have some really, really out there methods for obtaining things. So, yeah, it's interesting. For sure. But yeah, let's talk about some tech stuff really quickly. AMD is gearing up for CES 2020, which is in like 2 months. And by gearing up, I mean they are in full rumor mode. They did confirm, this is confirmed, that the next Ryzen processors are actually going to be using a brand new architecture, which is incredible because the last Ryzen processors were using a new architecture. So we're going to be seeing the Ryzen 4 perform differently than the Ryzen 3, which performed better than the Ryzen 2. So, and so on and so forth. So if they keep this up, they might actually get to the IPC gains of Intel, which they are already toe-to-toe with. There's also a rumor, actually I think it might be confirmed at this point, that Navi 2 is going to be at CES 2020. Navi 2 is actually supposed to be the 7nm plus version of the Navi GPUs, and according to sources, is supposed to actually encompass the full line of GPUs due to the fact that Navi has actually been quite popular. So Navi 2 most likely is going to hit both the high and the mid-range, and possibly even the low end. So finally, AMD is striking back. But it's not all good news for AMD. The deadline for the sign up for the FX processor lawsuit is coming up. I want to say it's like December 6th. And I'm going to be completely honest, everybody who owns an FX processor should probably do this. I got an email from Amazon that these 2 orders included processors that were part of that, and they did. So I'm like, all right, well, it looks like I should probably do that. So I love you, AMD, but it is true that the FX never really performed at the same level as a true 8-core. And that's obvious now that I have the Ryzen processor that is a true 8-core. All right, and then finally, though, we're going to end with some good news on AMD, the Liquid Devil. This card is pricey, but is the most capable RX 5700 XT. The Liquid Devil uses a custom EK water block, and liquid cools the RX 5700, but then it removes the voltage limit on it, allowing it to clock up an extra 400 megahertz. And that's actually in its BIOS. That's before overclocking it any further. Granted, you're probably not going to be able to get much more out of it, but still, that's impressive. The chips are binned, the water block looks cool, but that price, oh boy, that price. But yeah, if you want the best RX 5700 and you're running liquid cooling, it is an option. Personally, it's not my option because I already pay like $120, $130 for a water block on EK. If I buy an RX 5700 XT, that's like another $400. So I slapped the 2 together, I still don't get the 600 that the Liquid Devil is. So plus, EK can be controlled with normal RGB software, and if I'm not mistaken, the Liquid Devil requires its own special RGB software. But digressing away from that, and then back to the disappointing news. Stadia. Well, actually, this isn't really disappointing. This is kind of expected. Stadia sucks. That's it. Well, actually, I can't say I'm not disappointed. It sucks, but it only sucks because Google flubbed the launch. Google. Why? They screwed up the launch so badly that people weren't even getting their early, like, reservation screen name things that they pre-ordered it for. Oh my god. Stadia needed... Stadia needs work. I've proven it's possible to do a streaming setup inside my living room where I stream to the TV using the Raspberry Pi. I don't disbelieve that it is possible to get a good streaming service going. But Google, you may have killed it with how you handled this launch. My hope is that you could do something to get the community back on your side. I advise start giving out free games. That helps. That's what Epic Games did, and it worked. So start handing out some free games. See if that might actually make it so that people don't hate the Google Stadia off the bat. And then finally, oh my God, it has finally happened. I can't believe it's finally happened, but it has finally happened. Half-Life is come back. It's not called Half-Life 3 because Valve can't count to 3, but there is a new Half-Life asterisk, but it is coming. This is a new Half-Life being made by Valve for the Vive. The Vive. Yes, I think it's the Vive. And the Index, I think, too. Point is, it's a Steam VR exclusive Half-Life, and they're making it. The thing about this is this makes perfect sense, because they said they wouldn't make a new Half-Life game unless there was some new technology that warranted it. And I would say making VR popular amongst PC gamers, at least, might actually warrant having, you know, a new Half-Life game. So it's in development. I don't think we've seen anything yet, but we did get the official announcement. Hopefully this one doesn't die in development, but Half-Life 3 confirmed. Yes, on that note, thank you guys for watching. How do I have this much energy? I have no idea. If you like this video, you can leave a like, comment, subscribe. I do this video once every 2 weeks. That's a good way to describe it. Thank you guys again. Wolfie out.